The wind began as a whisper. At first, it barely disturbed the surface of the Sea of Galilee. The disciples did not worry. They were fishermen. They knew these waters. They had weathered storms before. But this night would be different. Earlier that day, they had watched Jesus feed thousands with 5 loaves and 2 fish. They had seen hunger disappear in his hands. They had gathered 12 baskets of leftovers. The crowd had been electric, amazed, restless, ready to crown him king. But Jesus did something unexpected. He sent them away. "Go ahead of me to the other side." They obeyed, though confused. Why send them away after such a miracle? Why dismiss the crowd? Why remain alone? As they pushed the boat from shore, they glanced back. Jesus stood alone on the mountain, a silhouette against the fading sky. He was going to pray. Sometimes obedience begins where understanding ends. The oars dipped into the darkening water. The sun vanished beyond the hills. Night fell heavy and thick. The sea turned from silver to ink. Then the wind changed. It came swiftly, sharply, like a blade across the surface. The waves grew tall. The boat creaked. The rhythm of rowing turned desperate. They strained against the storm. Hour after hour, they fought to stay afloat. The wind opposed them relentlessly. Spray stung their faces. Muscles burned. Fear crept in. It was now the 4th watch of the night, the darkest hour, the longest stretch before dawn. And still, Jesus had not come. Exhaustion weakened their faith. Then, someone saw it. At first, just a shadow between waves, a shape where no shape should be. Something moving on the water. "It's there," one whispered. They squinted through rain and spray, and they saw him, a figure walking toward them on the sea, not sinking, not swimming, walking. Terror seized them. "It's a ghost," someone cried. In their fear and exhaustion, they could not recognize him. Fear distorts vision. The storm roared louder, as if mocking their disbelief. Then, cutting through the wind and waves, came a voice. "Take courage. It is I. Do not be afraid." It was his voice, not strained, not shouting, steady, certain, calm in chaos. The words did not silence the storm, but they steadied their hearts. Faith often begins with recognizing his voice. Peter stepped forward, impulsive, passionate, bold. "Lord, if it is you, tell me to come to you on the water." It was a strange request. Not calm the storm, not save us, just let me come. Jesus answered with one word, "Come." That single word carried power. Peter swung his legs over the side of the boat. The others gasped. The wood beneath him had been solid, predictable, safe. The sea was not. He placed one foot onto the surface. It did not give way. He placed the other. The water held him. The impossible became possible because Jesus said, "Come." Peter began to walk.
Each step defied nature. Each movement declared trust. His eyes fixed on Jesus. The wind still blew, the waves still crashed. But for a moment, faith was stronger than fear. Then something shifted. A gust struck him hard, spray blinded him, the sea roared at his ears. He noticed the wind. He saw the size of the waves. His focus broke. Fear returned. And as quickly as faith had lifted him, doubt pulled him down. He began to sink. Faith does not ignore storms, but fear magnifies them. "Lord, save me!" There was no long prayer, no eloquent speech, just desperation. Immediately, Jesus reached out his hand. He did not hesitate. He did not wait. He caught him. "You of little faith, why did you doubt?" Not condemnation, a question. What changed? The storm? No, the storm was always there. The difference was where Peter was looking. Together they stepped back into the boat. And then the wind stopped. The sea fell still. Silence replaced chaos. The boat rocked gently as if nothing had happened. The disciples stared at Jesus, at Peter, at the water. Then they knelt. "Truly, you are the Son of God." This was more than relief, more than survival. It was revelation. They had seen him feed thousands, heal the sick, but now they saw something deeper, authority over creation itself. And perhaps the greater miracle was not walking on water. Perhaps it was this: Jesus came to them in the storm. He saw them straining at the oars. He did not remove the storm immediately. He joined them in it. Sometimes we ask, why doesn't God remove the storm? But perhaps the better question is, what if His presence in it is the greater miracle? That night became a question that echoes through generations. Faith or fear? Both were in the boat. Both were in Peter. Faith stepped out. Fear sank. Faith listened. Fear panicked. Faith focused on Jesus. Fear focused on waves. The storm did not change. Peter did. And so do we. There are nights like that, when the wind howls, when darkness feels endless, when we wonder where Jesus is. And sometimes, when He comes, we do not recognize Him, because we expect Him to calm the storm from a distance. Instead, He walks toward us through it. And He says, "Take courage, it is I. Do not be afraid." Fear says, "This is impossible." Faith says, "If He said come, I can step." Fear says, "You'll drown." Faith says, "He will catch me." Peter sank, but he also walked. The others stayed in the boat, but Peter experienced something they did not. Faith involves risk. Fear prefers safety. But boats are not where miracles happen. Water is. And whenever we begin to sink, His hand is already reaching. The sea may roar, but the one who walks upon it is greater. Take courage. It is I. Do not be afraid. And even the waves obey.